Back in September, the Texans dominated their first matchup against the Jaguars. Can Jacksonville avoid the sweep? The answer comes your way next.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Sunshine State and TIAA Bank Field here in Jacksonville. This crowd excited to see their Jaguars as both teams emerge from their tunnels a moment ago. We are just about ready for football as the Jags get set to match up with the Houston Texans. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you look at this Jaguar team. They come in the midst of a pretty bad stretch here, losers of 5 straight.
So many different reasons teams hit the losing skids, but the best way out of it, something has to happen positive early in the game.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Texans, they're hitting their stride of late. Winners of 3 of their last 4.
And last week's win was indicative of how good this team can be. It was a complete performance.
Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. So here's the first drive now for the Jags. They are led out by the 15th overall selection in 2019, former Ohio State Buckeye Dwayne Haskins.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe he leans on a few other parts of the offense and hopefully springs a receiver or 2 free.
And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. The numbers for him from a week ago: 6 catches, 62 yards.
And the competition gets a little bit tougher here because he's got to go against the #1 ranked defense in the NFL against the pass, the latest incarnation of the no-fly zone.
An early test for this defense. Here we go on 3rd and inches. And, Charles, you wonder about this defense coming in. I mean, look, it's no secret they're playing a team that's down on its luck right now. Losers of 5 straight. How does that change how you prepare for a game?
Well, to me, the first thought is you just get after them early, right? Take away any chance of them building any confidence. But the second thing is you prepare a little bit differently. You've got to expect this team to take chances, go for it on 3rd and 4th downs, run a lot of trick plays, anything to try and break their losing streak. So you must stay alert and stay aware.
On this one, incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down. On 2nd down now, it's Robinson. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Haskins will throw. And this is going to be incomplete. So on 4th down, kicking it away here, Michael Pilardi. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. And out will come the leader of this offense, and that, of course, is their signal caller.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
Now he dumps this off over the middle. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. The numbers last week for Mitchell: 16 carries, 88 yards, and a touchdown.
And now that he's playing a Thursday night game, short week, you know, he spent a lot of time in the trainer's room in the cold tub trying to get his legs back for this game.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Hayes finding some room at midfield. And he finally is out of bounds, but he's down inside the 20-yard line.
As a general manager, you're counting on your first and second round draft picks to have a big-time impact on your team. But where you make your bones, rounds 3 through 7. If you can find a few diamonds in the rough there, develop them, then you've got something going, and we're seeing one right here.
Yeah, plays like that lead me to believe that they found a diamond in the rough. And here he'll get it down to the 7. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it second and a foot or so. Back to throw. Hayes. Touchdown. It's complete. Kyle Pitts, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Texans have taken the early lead. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
Evan McPherson now for the PAT. And the Texans take a 7-0 lead. 5 plays there on that drive. And the result, a Houston touchdown. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. So time to see Jacksonville again on offense for the second time here in this game. They are currently mired in a losing streak. Now they get the short week for the Thursday night game. Do you see that as a potential positive, or is this just more in what has been really a string of bad luck for them?
Well, to me, it comes down to leadership, and leadership's got to spin it into a positive and make it an advantage for them. Yes, we're in a losing streak. Yes, no one thinks we can win, but we have the resources we need right here in this room. Let's go ahead and play better. Let's hang together and shock the world a little bit. Put it all together, they've got a chance of coming out with a W.
DJ Chark, the intended target, and it's 3rd down. Now it's Haskins. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. He loses 4, and it brings up 4th. Here's Michael Pilardi now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. So now we get set to see Houston for their second drive of the ball game. They are riding a 2-game winning streak into this Thursday nighter. How easy is it when you're on a roll to stay on a roll given the quick turnaround?
Well, you would think it'd be pretty easy because everyone's locked in practice and meetings because everyone feels good about themselves. And for coaches, this is where they have to tell themselves, don't add too much. Don't worry about game plans as much as players. So look at your play sheet and think, give it to the guys who play best, and don't worry about the rest of it.
On 1st and 10, Hayes. They'll run the screen with Mitchell. 7 yards there on the 1st down screen play. On 2nd down, it's Mitchell, and he'll get it down here to the 43. Right back to him on 1st down. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
These two teams, they met in Houston earlier in the season with the Texans coming out on top. So a win here in Jacksonville would give them the season series.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Hayes. Escaping the pressure right. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down. But Charles, in the past, a lot of people called this offense one-dimensional.
I think you did.
Well,
I think it was you.
I'll be honest, I did. But I think the fan base is hoping with this young rookie that they can put some wrinkles in this offense like we just saw.
I think you're exactly right, because we did have that discussion that what we've seen in the past from them, they needed to broaden, and they have done it here. Look at what he's bringing to their offense, and now as a defensive coordinator, you've got some extra work to do to prepare for him and their offense.
Throw over the middle, going to be caught here by Pitts. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards.
2nd and 3 with the ball sitting on the 5.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. Looking to throw. Hayes. Into a double team, and it's intercepted.
Picked up by Foyesade Aluakin. And the Jags are going to have it here at their own 9-yard line.
That pick hurts a little extra because it was 3rd down. You were already in field goal range.
You know what he's going to hear all night, all next week? Situational football. Understand what's going on, because you expressed it perfectly. 3 points were in their hip pocket. They had those. Now, those went by the wayside. You cannot make those kind of mistakes.
It's what you call a rookie mistake.
Jacksonville set to go again offensively. And we're in the middle part of the season where each week starts to become a little more important, and especially this, Charles, being a division matchup.
Yeah, you haven't fired the starter's pistol or rang the bell lap like they do in track and field for the sprint to the finish, but you're starting to eye it, aren't you? You got to pile up those wins, put them in the left-hand column, not the L's in the right-hand column.
On 1st down, Robinson. And he will fight his way forward to about the 23-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Now Haskins to throw it. And it's incomplete.
Well, this defense for the Texans, they were terrific a week ago in that win over Detroit.
And the way they did it was by getting after the quarterback. Sacked him 7 times in that game. Came from all angles, created a lot of illusions, and especially just beat them man for man. That's the kind of defense that really frustrates an opponent.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. He completes it to Jones. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
CD, we have seen some great runs the last few times we've been together, but I think we could at least put this one in our top 5. That was a determined gallop there.
Yeah, and that's a run born out of ferociousness. He took on that initial contact and in his mind just screamed, "Out of my way," and kept right on going and wound up turning it into a big play.
From midfield now, Haskins. Quick hitter here, it's complete. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that, because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step.
And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. Touchdown, Jaguars. Dan Arnold, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Jaguars are within an extra point of tying this one up.
As a general rule, quarterbacks don't want to lock in on a receiver before the ball is snapped. But in this case, based on the matchup he thought he was going to get, it was favorable for his tight end. He locked in on him early and found it for a touchdown.
Ryan Suckup on for the point after. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. That time a 6-play drive, and it results in a touchdown for Jacksonville. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. On the return, it's Taylor. And he will be taken down here as the first quarter of play will come to an end. 7-7, our score after one. Texans football to start quarter two, as they get set to start their drive with a 1st and 10. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
To throw on 2nd down, Hayes. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Mitchell with a catch out of the backfield. And he'll be stopped short of the 1st down as they rally to tackle him at about the 28. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
There's another example what defensive coaches constantly preach, not allowing any run after the catch. They give up a few more yards than they wanted to, but they were able to get him down quickly and force a 4th down.
On 4th down, Joseph Charlton on to punt.
Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball.
Yeah, right.
I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now it's Haskins.
They try to find Chark, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Eric Stokes.
And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line.
Well, this had trouble written all over it from the start. He's got 2 extra defensive backs in the game he's got to deal with. They're in a dime set. So everywhere he's looking, he's seeing a different color jersey. And sure enough, this one winds up being intercepted.
Now the Texans offense, they head back out to do battle here.
Now, they entered play on a 2-game win streak, and then they've got the open date on their schedule next week. So this is a group that's really looking to hit the break on a high note.
And this will obviously be a tough game for them, but go ahead and play this out with me, partner. If they win here and make it 3 in a row, they get to heal up after that. You've got to think that's an ideal setup and a worthy goal to play for in this one.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. Josh Allen able to record his 5th sack of the season.
2nd goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football. Had to eat it and ended up on the ground.
Now, definitely be a disappointment to come out of this starting position with just 3 points. They need to try to dial something up now, 3rd and 10. pressure coming, and they got him once again. Josh Allen in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. And it appears to me that someone's defensive coordinator is jockeying for a raise. A sack on 2nd and goal, a sack on 3rd and goal, now brings up a decision on 4th down. McPherson's kick is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So he's feeling right when it left his foot, knew it was good. Yeah, just like a good three-point shooter in basketball, right? Release the ball, fall back on defense without even looking. You know it's going in the hoop. From the 6. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive. I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game. Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right? Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. Good coverage on the outside, and I think that's where he wanted to check that down to. But once he saw the danger over there, he just threw that one over everyone's head. Smart play. From the gun, Haskins on 3rd down. And a dump off here to Robinson. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down? Here's Michael Pilardi now as he's on to punt for Jacksonville. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the field general leading his offense back out there for the next possession. He's got the lead here in the 2nd quarter. He's thrown the touchdown, but also an interception. As a quarterback, does that interception, even though you're playing while your team's got the lead, does that always stick in the back of your mind a little bit? For the best ones, it just upsets them that they did that because they don't think there should be any blemishes on their record. They think that they're way better than that. So your confidence gets tested a little bit. Being able to go back out there, maybe throw another touchdown, that'll tamp that down in a big way. Yeah, like I said, he's looked pretty good to this point. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Back to throw. Hayes. He's going to go up top again. Oh, a leap it. He will make the catch. And all the way down to the 35. We saw this plenty last year in college. He loved to take his shots downfield, and that throw, that was a thing to behold there. And what was amazing to me was the fact he was able to get as much on the ball as he did because he was on the run. Normally, when you're on the move like that, you don't expect the ball to go that far. You would think you need your lower body to be involved. That was an all-arm throw. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. 2nd and 5. And here's a handoff out of the gun. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. The Texans on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 4. Looking to throw. Hayes. To the right side, it's caught by Mitchell.
And he is going to have a Texans first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8.
Well, they'll use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
They'll run on first down. It's Mitchell. He finds some way to turn this into positive yardage as he struggles forward for a pickup of about 2. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Hayes. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. To throw on 3rd down. Hayes. And that is incomplete. So 2 3rd down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a 3rd, and now they deal with 4th down.
McPherson's kick is good.
And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7.
So a nice kick there as they are able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
From the 10. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. Here again comes Dwayne Haskins and company.
He's had a solid start to this game, but bottom line is they're losing, so he doesn't care about his stats. He just wants to right the ship on the scoreboard.
He wants to actually increase his stats because he feels like if he does, that means things will get better for his team, maybe get them back into the ball game or into the lead. In these situations, I remember playing with a quarterback once where he actually ran out onto the field first ahead of everyone else just to say, guys, let's go. Try and create that energy, create that spark.
Well, so far he has 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He'll be looking for that 2nd touchdown now.
Haskins throw here into the hands of Jones.
And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. 22 yards there, a first down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
They go play action now. Haskins.
He'll fight his man, Laviska Shenault.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw.
And he is going to be taken down. They got him. As that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning.
Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend.
Now a throw here to his running back.
They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
The Texans here on 3rd down, putting an extra defender in the secondary. Here's Haskins to throw. That one complete. He finds Shark. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And Suckup will put this one right through. And that will cut the lead back down to 3 at 13-10.
So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's been effective so far over the 40-yard mark here in the second quarter. Don't forget about those guys up front, though. They've been effective, too.
The leverage game has been in their favor. They've been the ones who've been able to bend their knees, drop their hips, and get a little bit lower than the guys on the other side of the football, and they've moved them out of the way for the runner.
Sometimes that's tough for those big fellas.
Not an easy thing for them to do.
His second catch, this one not quite as dynamic as his first, and it's second down. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Back to throw. Hayes. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Third down, Mitchell, and they'll get him down here at the 23. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
On is the punter Charlton now as he's able to get this one away.
And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
And the Jags going to go on offense now late in this first half. And with great starting field position and one timeout in their pocket, they could still come away with points here in the late going.
Throwing now, Haskins on first down.
Pressure gets to Haskins, and down he goes. Peyton Turner racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Haskins. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. Pilardi now on to punt as he sends this one away. So we have reached halftime here. It's the visitors, the Texans, out in front. As we send you a couple hours south of here to Orlando, that's where we check in with a coach at our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and CD in a minute. First, it's time to take a look at what we've got coming your way this weekend in the NFL. In the early games, a lot of good matchups, one being in Indianapolis. A tough one for the Colts as they get set to take on the Dallas Cowboys. Lots to look forward to in the late games as well. One of the best being up in Seattle, where we find the Seahawks taking on the San Francisco 49ers. And finally, on Sunday Night Football, should be a good one there, between the Cincinnati Bengals and the LA Chargers. Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in the first half for the Texans. And they've had some success on the ground. And with the lead going into the second half, they'll no doubt be looking to keep it going. Meanwhile, for the Jaguars, there's a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And they'll need to get things in gear as they trail here at the break.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Taylor decides not to try to return it, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. So here are the Texans to take over. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10.
start the third quarter here on the ground. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
First play of the drive. Let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Right back to Mitchell on second down.
And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard. From the gun on third down, Hayes. And he's got his man in stride, complete.
And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
A lane opens up that time as he'll be brought down just short of a first after a gain of about 9. The previous run good for 9. Here's second and a yard. Looking to throw. Hayes. Flush to his right. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down. 2nd and 6. No. They'll keep it on the ground. Mitchell. And he is close to a first down as he's tackled at the Jaguars' 30. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. Well, they tried to catch him by surprise, I think, there with that little pop pass on 3rd down, but no luck.
You're right about no luck, but I did like the idea. I like the thought process. Make an unconventional call on 3rd down sometimes. It can pop big. In this case, it didn't.
McPherson's kick is good.
And that extends their advantage to 6. It's 16 to 10. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the 3rd quarter. Here comes the Jags offense now. Time for their first possession of half number 2.
And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
Well, these two teams, they met up way back in the season opener, and it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go, ball on the 43. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And the stiff arm made it a pretty little run. Not a huge gain, but a nice chunk of yardage. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
On 3rd down, Robinson. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 10 yards there, good enough for a Jags first down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Haskins out of the gun. Over the middle, he's got Chenault. It's another 10 yards on that one and another 1st down. Still a few inches short of a 1st down as they come up now on 2nd down. They'll run it now with Robinson. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. On 1st down, it's Haskins. And that'll be incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. They'll try the left side. It's Robinson. And he's brought down, but not before a really nice stiff arm to create a little space. This will be the 8th play of the drive, and it's 3rd and inches. Now Haskins. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back. Peyton Turner, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Ryan Suckup on for the field goal. A 45-yard attempt.
Succup's kick is good. And the lead is back down to 3 here at 16-13. So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue because you know after the sack there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed.
Well, the football going back over now to the Houston Texans.
And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. The best way to do it? Touchdowns.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
Well, thanks for joining us here on a Thursday night in the NFL. 3rd quarter, 2nd and 10 coming up.
Back to throw. Hayes. It's caught. Mitchell. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
This one was all about clearing space for this play to work because he's going to leak out of the backfield to his right, then angle his way up the field, and a really pretty throw to put it on him and create the big play downfield.
Come on now! So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 47. Looking to throw. Hayes. And that is incomplete here.
A good action to this point in the 3rd quarter. Just a 3-point game. 2nd and 10.
Off play action. Hayes. And that falls to the ground. Incomplete.
A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And the tackle going to be made at the 41 as they stop him a few yards short of the 1st. Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's 4th. Back to throw. Hayes. And this is caught. He hits more. And it was a stiff arm there that freed him enough to get the 1st before he's tackled. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Looking to throw. Hayes. Being chased out left. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. On 2nd down now. It's Mitchell. Powers through him. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down.
87 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. Dwayne Smoot able to record his 5th sack of the season.
A CD, a little bit of feast or famine for him. He's had some success throwing the football, but also now he's been sacked 4 times.
Yeah, you just mentioned the 4 sacks, but you're right. He has managed to hang in there and make plays at times. His offensive line, they've got to figure it out and pick things up and give him more opportunities, and he has to help them by getting rid of the ball a little bit quicker as well.
To throw on 2nd down, Hayes. And he's going to hook up with his big tight end, complete. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
The Texans on 3rd down. They're hitting it just 30%, 3 for 10. This is 3rd and 8. And he'll be tackled right on the 10, well short of the 1st down. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
McPherson's kick is good.
And that will double their lead as it's up to 6. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down.
Jacksonville back on offense and ready to take over.
And a methodical drive last time, but they couldn't get that knockout blow. They had to settle for 3.
But you got to like what they've been doing along the way, right? It's almost like the body blows, the setup punch. As you said, they didn't get the knockout blow here, but that doesn't mean it can't come later in the game on another possession. And the defense on the other side,
maybe a little gas.
Yeah, right? A little tired. And if nothing else, they just feel relieved getting upfield only giving up 3. They don't exactly feel like they've handled the offense.
From the 31, Haskins. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
Well, sometimes despite the best planning, the defense actually has a plan as well, and they blanketed everyone on that play. They were able to close it down and spill him for a loss.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've converted a 1/3 of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This is 3rd and 7. Looking downfield for Jones. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. A 40-yard punt, no return, and that will come the offense as they take over.
Houston's offense taking over again.
They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
And the Jags get to him as down he goes.
We've seen him escape similar situations earlier in the game and get away for pretty good yardage, and that time they get him down.
Yeah, they've had enough evidence that he can get away and run for good yardage, haven't they? That time it felt like, okay, enough of this. Let's play it the right way and get him on the ground before he does any damage.
Looking to throw on second down. Hayes steps away to his left. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there.
An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
On 3rd down, Hayes. And that is incomplete.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. It's a 45-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10.
James Robinson and the rest of the Jags offense set to go to work once more.
And in the early going, the running game, as we see the numbers, it just wasn't on point. Well, now it's gotten more true to form.
And sometimes it takes a little while for an offensive line to get in sync, because early in a game, defenses throw different patterns at you, different formations, different sets, and you might not block them quite the way you want to, but as you start to get into a groove and you figure out what they're doing, now it all comes together, and that's what we're seeing right now.
Pressure gets to Haskins, and down he goes. Peyton Turner in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year.
Well, it was 2nd long. Now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving them exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. They're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. This will be a tough 3rd and 18.
He's going to drop this underneath for Robinson.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the 1st down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they've rallied and made the tackle.
Here's Michael Pilardi now, as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight. Fair catch called for and made at about the 32-yard line. 36 yards on the punt with no return.
The Texans offense set to regain possession. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30.
This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
Blitz forthcoming as he'll look to throw.
They'll run the screen with Mitchell.
And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on 3rd down. Back to throw. Hayes. Dancing to his left. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th.
He certainly had plenty of success running the ball, and right now I'm getting the sense that he's looking to take off and run every time he steps back to throw it.
But they did a nice job there collapsing on him and holding him to a short gain. And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback.
Here again comes Dwayne Haskins and company.
And right now, probably just one thing in his mind. It's getting back to the hot start because he's really faded.
And ordinarily when that happens, the quarterback, as you know, is usually the leader of the squad. Now there's probably a silent camaraderie that comes around him saying, hey, guess what? We got you. Don't worry about it. Let's go, big fella. Because they know more times than not, he tends to pick things up, and they tend to play well.
And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground.
Good job.
He is proving his worth defensively. Getting the sack here, that comes after being named the AFC Defensive Player of the Week for his performance in last week's game.
He's stacking games together, isn't he? I mean, you just mentioned what he did the previous week to be named AFC Defensive Player of the Week, continuing to play at that level. And when you get that kind of confidence going, those kind of guys are hard to stop.
Second and 11. And not much of an opening there, as he's only going to get this to about the 32. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a third down. They run the draw here with Robinson. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a fourth down.
And I think that's going to go down as no gain, but that doesn't seem fair for the effort that was presented on that play. That should go down as a loss. I know, I'm a defensive guy, but you got to like the play that was made.
He made a lot of those plays last week. He was AFC Defensive Player of the Week, picking up where he left off. Here's Michael Pilardi now, as he's on to punt for Jacksonville. They'll score that a 36-yard punt. And now out comes Houston. Right now clinging to a one-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
On second down, it's Mitchell. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38. Now, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. They'll keep it on the ground. Mitchell. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. 104 yards on the ground for him now, as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Flushed out right. Takes this to the 45. Broken tackle. Bought him a little extra space. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They've got a second down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. On second down now, it's Mitchell. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively they burn it here with 1:51 left. And the Jags with 5 in the secondary now on 3rd down. They'll keep it on the ground. Mitchell, and he is going to have the first down, and that is going to suck the life right out of this crowd. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts, and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage.
Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down. And he'll give it here to his running back. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. All right, so then instead of a 2-score lead in the waning moments, that miss means they're going to need to sweat this one out after all, partner.
Nothing comes easy in this league. That could turn out to be a miss of disastrous proportions. So now they need to call on their defense one last time to bail them out.
Now it's Haskins. Now a desperation throw deep downfield.
And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete.
One final shot now. I'm not even sure he can get it to the end zone, though, from this distance.
That's going to take as much arm as he has, and you actually have to plan for the contingency. Maybe you're playing a tip. Try and get someone down who can tip it up and keep it for your own team and try and get to the end zone that way.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. One final shot for Haskins. He's going to let it fly. And this is incomplete. So no miracles here on the final play. And this ball game is over. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed